continue on with something that we did in the last unit, which is the medians today, all about the medians and what they do and properties of them. And so we're going to take a little bit of a reverse back and go and look at finding the equation of a median. So I am going to, given I've got a triangle here, here's the vertices. Again, those are your edges, your points of your triangle. I'm going to determine the equation of the median from vertex A. All right, so we determined the length, the slope, we determined a lot of things about the median last unit. But now we're going to look at going back and looking at the equation of the median. All right, and again, I mentioned this before, and some of you followed me on this, and some of you did not, which was problematic for you, is that I like to draw a diagram. It straightens me out so that I know what I'm looking at, all right, and what I need. And so I just label my diagram here. So we have A, which is -7, 2. We have, I'm going to say this is point B over here, -9, -10. All right, and C, which is 5, 18. So there we go. I'm just labeling my diagram there for you. All right, and I want determine the equation of the median. All right, so from vertex A. So that, again, there's our point A. Your median goes straight across. And again, it hits on the opposite side, the midpoint. And so if I want the equation of the median, I am going to need this midpoint because that's the line I'm looking for, is that purple line. And I need 2 points on a line to figure it out, or to find that equation of a line. And so again, for the midpoint, this is something that we looked at before, is that we can add our x's together and find the middle of them by dividing by 2. So in this case, I'm using, and this is where my diagram helps, I'm using points B and C. And so I have -9 plus 5 divided by 2. All right, because again, divided by 2, I'm finding the average of those x coordinates, doing the same thing with the y. So I have a -10 and add 18 there and divide by 2. All right, and so I can find my midpoint. Again, -9 plus 5 is -4 divided by 2. That's a -2. All right, and then my y coordinate, I have -10 plus 18 plus 8 divided by 2. That is a 4. All right, so there's my point, midpoint. That's what I need, -2, 4. All right, now I want to find the equation of this purple line. And again, the equation of a line is always going to be in the form, or mostly always in the form, y equals mx plus b. All right, so what I can do is, because I have the coordinates of 2 points on the line, I can find the slope. And again, I'm going to find the slope by using m equals y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. So that stuff's from unit 1. It's coming back again. All right. Now, finally, well, I got to label 1 point my first point, 1 point my second point. So I'm going to say that A is my first point, and the midpoint here is my second point. All right, to straighten things out. So when I'm looking at y2 here, I'm looking at the y coordinate of my second point, which is a 4. Subtract y1, which is the y coordinate of my first point, which is a 2 here. All right, now I'm going to divide that by x2 minus x1. And x2 is -2 minus x1, which is the x coordinate of my first point, which is -7. So I get 2 minus signs coming together here. That's happened a little bit in this course already, quite a bit. All right, so my slope here, I got 4 minus 2, which is 2. All right. Then I've got -2, again, 2 minus signs come together, give me a plus. So I got -2 plus 7. That's a 5. All right, so m is 2/5. I'm actually going to flip that to a decimal. If I take, grab my calculator here, I take 2 divided by 5, I get 0.4. All right, so I've got my slope. All right, now, once again, I'm going to update my equation here. I got y equals, my slope is 0.4 times x plus b. All right, now we've done that before. Find the slope. I'm going to finish it off by finding the equation of a line, which we have done. And what I need is an x and a y that will work so that I can substitute those into the equation to find my b value. All right, and well, if I substitute in, well, any point that's on that line, so I got my choice between A or the midpoint, I'm going to pick the midpoint. So I'm going to sub in point -2,4, and again, that is to find B. All right, so I sub my values in. Again, the first one's the X, the second one's your Y, and so therefore, y is equal to, whoops, I already know y. Say what y is equal to, I know it. I want to know what b equals. All right, so therefore, my y value is 4 equals, I got a 0.4 here, times x, which is a -2, plus the b. There we go. All right, and so then I get 4 is equal to, doing some math here, -2 times 0.4, which is -0.8, plus the b. I move that -0.8 over to the other side, and so I'm going to have 4 plus 0.8, which will give me 4.8. All right, so now got stuff all over here, but I do have the equation of the line. Well, I don't yet, but I can write it down because I know the y-intercept and I know the slope. And so the equation of my line is y equals 0.4x plus 4.8. And there we go. There again is the equation of my median from vertex A. And in fact, we could find two other equations, one from vertex B and one from vertex C. We're not going to do that. I just wanted to do one of those again to show you how to find the equation of a median. Now, there's something interesting about medians. A little known fact. Now, it's something called, something a little new here, the centroid. Sounds complicated, doesn't it? Centroid. Whoa. That needs a marker. Now, the centroid is an interesting thing because, again, with a triangle, because there's 3 vertices, there is 3 medians. The centroid is the 3 medians of a triangle meet at the centroid. All right, now, here's the kind of the neat thing is, well, I'll draw it first here. I'll give you a diagram. So here's my triangle. All right, and I'll call it triangle A, B, C. And so I'll change up the colors here, but again, say that this is the midpoint because that's what a median is. So there is one median from vertex A. We could also have another median from vertex B. And a third median. From vertex C. This spot right here, where the 3 medians meet, that is your centroid. Now, here's the interesting thing about a centroid. That is the center of the triangle. The centroid is the center of a triangle, which is a really weird concept. And the thing that I wish I could do when I'm in class is that I get a table, a little table that's in a triangle shape, and I can balance it because it's the center. I can balance a triangle on a little stick if I put it on the centroid. If it goes off the centroid, the table falls. And I do that in class. It's really cool, presentation. I wish I could do it here. But I'm going to switch devices here, so just hold on for a second. All right, just give me 1 second here. And I'm going to show you some more stuff here with the old Centroid. Just got to present. All right. Now, to find the centroid, we're going to find it here. I've got a graph. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit so I can. Oops. There we go. Better view. All right, so there's my vertices, and what I'm going to do is find the centroid of my triangle here. So first off, I'm going to label it. All right. So let's see here, my points. Point A, negative 10, 10. So that's 10 backwards. So 5, another one, 10 backwards, 10 up, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So there's my point A. All right. Now point B, 8, 4. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm going to mark that right there. There's point B. All right, and point C, negative 4, negative 8. So back 4, down 8. So 2, 4, 6, 8. There we go. So there's point C. All right, now if I was to draw this triangle, so I'm going to draw it in here with my lines. Connect the dots. There we go. Oops. Let me draw another line. All right, so there's my triangle. Now, if I want to find the midpoint of A and B, all right, because I'm going to draw these medians in there, and then we're going to find the centroid. All right, so the midpoint of A and B. Again, I have got to add the x-coordinates up and then divide by 2. All right, so let's see here. My A and B, so I take negative 10 plus 8. That's negative 2. And then divide it by 2. So that's going to be a negative 1 for my x-coordinate. Again, doing the y-coordinate, I have 10 plus 4, which is 14. Divide by 2. That's 7. So that is the midpoint between my A and B. So negative 1, 7. 2, 4, 6. I'm a little off here. What did I mess up here on my graph? 2.
I think you forgot to go up 4.
Oh, you forgot to put B up. Nice. I gotta start all over here. How do I get this line out of here? Shoot. All right, hold on. Oh, there we go. All right. So let's get rid of B here. Sorry about that, folks. Where's my chalk brush? There we go. Get rid of B. So again, I got to put B in the right spot. That kind of helps, doesn't it? 2, 4, 6, 8. Forgot to go up 4. There we go. There's my B. All right. So draw my line in here. There we go. And there's another one. And again, when I'm finding my midpoint, the formula is still right. Just my graph showed me that I was wrong. That's why we have it. Negative 1, 7. All right, so again, that midpoint, if I was to graph it, would be negative 1, 2, 4, 6. There it is. There's my midpoint there. All right, because I need these to find the median. And so again, now I'm going to find the midpoint between B and C. So again, I add the x's together, B and C. So I have 8 plus negative 4, which is 4, divided by 2 is a 2. So there's the x-coordinate. The y's, if now I got 4 plus -8, which is -4, so I get a -2. I have to divide that also again by 2. All right, so I plot my midpoint here from B to C, which is 2, -2. So 2, there it is. It's on the graph, so I graphed that one right. All right, and then lastly, the midpoint between C and A. All right, so I look at the x-coordinates. I have a -10 and a -4, so add them together. That's -14. Divided by 2, I get a -7. Then again, doing the x or the y-coordinates. So I have a 10 and a -8. So that's 2 total. And so midpoint will be divided by 2, 1. So -7, 1. All right, so I'm going to plot that point in here. All right, so -7, 3, 6, right there. All right, now here I'm going to find the centroid. So I'm going to draw in all my medians. So here's the median from vertex A.
I think you have to go up 1.
Here's my median from vertex C.
For midpoint CA, I think you have to go up 1 instead of going down 1.
All right, and then get my median from vertex B. And in the middle, where they meet, is going to be my centroid. Whoa, I'm a little bit off here, I think.
Yeah, you have to go up 1, not down 1.
Let's say it's probably in around here. Did I get C right? -7. Oh, -7, 1. See, I did draw it wrong, or I drew it wrong. There it is. All right, and so my centroid is right here where they meet, which is the point -2, 2 backwards, and 2 up. There we go. Now, here's the thing. There is a formula for the centroid, because this was a lot of work, right? So here is the formula for a centroid, is that the centroid is equal to, now this is a lot like our midpoint formula, right? When we found the midpoint of a line, we added up the x-coordinates and divided by 2. We added up the y-coordinates divided by 2. But guess what? For the centroid, we're looking at the center of a triangle. We have 3 points. So the centroid, we're going to add x1 plus x2 plus x3. And then, I'll do that after, we're going to divide by 3. We're going to find the average of those 3 numbers. And the same thing with the y's. I take y1 plus y2 plus y3. And I divide by 3. So I'm going to throw that in there. Whoops. Divide that by 3. Because we're going to find the average of the x-coordinates and the average of the y-coordinates. So the centroid is just like the midpoint, only we have an extra point. And because we have an extra point, we're not dealing with a line. We're dealing with a triangle. All right. And so if I do that formula, instead of doing all this diagram, check this out. So the x-coordinate, we would have, let's see, -10, that's for A, plus 8, plus -4. And then we have to divide that by 3. So this is for the x-coordinate of the centroid. And let's see what we got. -10 plus 8 is -2, plus -4 is -6. We divide that by 3. We get -2. Check out our answer, -2. That's what we had. All right. Let's see. Oh, I can't get rid of that. All right. Now, for the y-coordinates, doing the same thing. Let's see if it works. All right. The y's, I got a 10, a 4, and a -8. So I have 10 plus 4 plus -8. And then I divide it by 3. All right, well, 10 plus 4 is 14, plus a -8 is a positive 6. And then I divide it by 3. And when I do 6 divided by 3, I get a 2. And as you see, it matches up. All right, so if you want to find the centroid, you add up the x coordinates and divide by 3 because there's 3 of them, and the same thing with your y coordinates. And that's how you find the centroid of a circle. All right, let's see. How do I stop presenting here? Oops. There we go.